Hey guys, welcome to Fight or Flight Academy's quarantine workouts. We're all stuck at home with nothing to do, so might as well get some movement on. Remember, rule number 8, don't die.
Today, we're going to play around with the bow staff a little bit more. If you did our first bow staff video, then you've got kind of a basic idea of how this stuff works. But once again, in case you missed that one, just find a stick. Any stick that you can find around eye level, if it's sitting on the ground, is perfect, but it doesn't really matter. It can be shorter, it can be longer. Broom handles work great. I learned a lot of this stuff with a broom handle out in the yard. Today, we're going to work on some basic martial arts style striking with a bow staff. There's a couple of different ways that you can hold this thing. We're going to start with what we call a matching grip, so both hands are facing downwards. This is a very traditional way of holding a staff. There's not a ton of different strikes that we can do with this, but let's go through a couple. So the first one that we're going to do is just a cross strike like so. Basically holding onto the stick straight out in front of you, you're going to pull one in as you push the other one out. You can do the exact same thing on the other side into here. When you're doing these strikes, you want to try to hit the same target in the air all the time. Imagine if there was like a tennis ball or something floating out in front of you. You're just trying to aim straight for that. You should also actually be making contact with yourself underneath here. Hitting yourself with your own weapon seems a little bit weird, but it's partially just kind of a conditioning thing, getting used to taking that kind of impact. So, cross strikes like so. Let's hit a couple of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other thing that we can do with this matching grip, after a basic cross strike like so, take the back side of the staff, lift it over your shoulder, and then downwards. From here, we have to get back to our regular position, so we're going to pull the entire thing back until it's flat, and then stab forwards. So again, back part of the staff goes over and down, pull the whole thing back, stab forwards. Downwards, pull back, stab. Downwards, pull back, stab. Now let's switch to the other side. So strike across, downwards, pull back, stab. Down, pull back, stab. Down, pull back, stab. Now we're going to do that on both sides here. So cross, down, back, stab. Cross, down, back, stab. Cross, down, back, stab. Cross, down, back, stab. Those are the primary strikes that you're going to use if you've got this type of grip. Now the other grip, a mixed grip like so, one hand down, one hand up, this gets into a lot more fun and interesting things. Let's start with the same kind of cross striking like we were doing before. So we'll start in here, just pull it into your armpit like so. Now when we put it on the other side, instead of going underneath your arm, it's going to strike the top of your arm like this. So if we just go back and forth side to side, it's under the armpit, top of the arm, under the armpit, top of the arm, pop, 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 pop. Again, always trying to hit the same target in front of you. You don't want to be hitting over here and over there, so you're not really doing anything. If you overextend it, it's a little bit weird. So try to just aim completely straight at the same target every time. Cross, 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 cross. Boom. Now we can go up and down with this as well. Let's start with the front side here where it's underneath our armpit. Once it's under here, you can bring the front of the stick straight up to strike with the bottom side, and then come back down again. So you can go up, down, up, down, up, down, over, over, up, down, over, over, up, down, over, over, up, down, over, over, up, down, over, down, underneath the armpit, up, over, over, down, up, over, over, down, up, over, up, over, up, over, up, cross, up, down, cross, down, over, back. See how there's a lot of different weird things that we can do with that. Let's talk about one more kind of basic strike here. We call this the reverse strike. Again, we'll go back to that first set. Now we're going to take this front hand, bring that part of the stick over your head all the way to strike on the other side. And then we can bring it right back again. So always that front hand, the one that's in front there, goes over your head and back down. Over and across, over and across. So these are reverse strikes, and they can be added in any combination of the up, down, overs that we were doing before. You can get into a lot of crazy stuff with this. So feel free to play around, make all kinds of different little combinations of strikes. Have fun, keep practicing, and remember rule number 8, don't die.